Chelsea Clinton and her husband are expecting their first child, and of course, a number of conservatives feel that this is a huge conspiracy theory that's been orchestrated by Hillary Clinton and her attempt to win the presidential election. Now, there have been a number of ridiculous accusations. First, let's start off with the right-wing conservatives that don't believe a pro-choice individual would ever want to have a child. So a few of the conservatives have tweeted or made Facebook posts about this. One person writes, abortion supporter Chelsea Clinton announced today that she's pregnant, not with a fetus or clump of cells, but with a, quote, child. Another person said, I love days like this when everyone recognizes a baby as a baby and not a fetus. And one other person said, how far along is Chelsea? Is it still a clump of cells?
Listen, you moron of morons. Just because you're pro-choice doesn't mean that you should have an abortion every time. We really have to clarify that for these idiots. You see, it's a choice, and a great majority of the time, you choose to carry the baby to term, and then it's born, and then it's a life form. Wow. Okay.
I think I'm going to actually kind of give them the benefit of the doubt here. I'm going to give them a little bit of credibility because I don't think that they're trying to make the point that, hey, you know what, since she's pro-choice, she shouldn't have children. I think that they're trying to make a point about how liberals refer to a zygote, right? Something that is not viable outside the womb. So when we say that we believe that it's a woman's right to choose, we're referring to a fetus that is not viable outside the womb. It is dependent solely on the woman who's carrying that baby to term, or whether or not she decides to carry that baby to term. So for conservatives, it doesn't matter. At the very moment of conception, that's it. That's a baby. They consider that a living life, right? Even though it can't survive outside the womb. I disagree with that. So I think that it highlights a huge disagreement between conservatives and liberals, and I think that it's a fair point to make. But at the same time, a zygote does not equal a viable baby outside the womb.
So we could test their theory if they like. Well, I don't want to do that. That sounds terrible. Okay, but if you took those clump of cells out right now, it clearly would not live, right? So now, they call it a baby because it is her intention to carry it to term. By the way, something bad could happen, and that might not be the case.
Right.
In which case, then you wouldn't have a baby. They're announcing their intention. I know you'd like to use it for political purposes, but to me, I don't find that argument particularly clever. But the next argument, I think, is far worse.
Absolutely. So now there are a number of conservatives that feel that Hillary Clinton planned when Chelsea would get pregnant so that she can use it to her advantage during the next election. Okay, which is absolutely ridiculous.
No, of course. No, it's true.
So this is a video clip on a Sunday panel on Fox News. Listen to exactly what they had to say about Chelsea getting pregnant.
Chelsea Clinton announcing the other day with her mother that she's pregnant, and you have all of these smart analysts saying, what is the impact of this on 2016? Are we perhaps overanalyzing, overthinking what ought to be a routine, joyous occasion that the daughter of a woman who, yes, will probably run for president, is pregnant with her first child?
You've been in this town for how many years, and you don't have a cynical bone in your body? I think a lot of reporters think maybe this was planned.
Maybe this was planned. You don't think that Chelsea Clinton and her husband are entitled to try to have a baby whenever they want?
Sure.
And they looked at the political calendar. And by the way, if it was going to be planned, it'd be planned for next year when the campaign might actually be underway.
Well, it could be that the pregnancy was a happy, providential event, and then the mainstream media, trying to help Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign, decided to make this baby the royal baby.
You do have to realize that this is Hillary Clinton. She's most likely running for president. It hasn't been good for her. A lot of people say she's too old.
Wait a second.
And so there is coverage, Howard.
Okay, you know what? You know the guy who ran in 2012, Mitt Romney? He was a grandfather.
Yeah, but
how much coverage did that get?
But people didn't say he was too old to run.
Isn't this kind of sexist? Come on.
Yes. Oh, are you baiting me?
Yeah.
What is that called? Sex baiting or sexist baiting?
Well,
no.
grab the bait. Is it sexist?
No,
of
course it's not.
You're wrong.
Laura Ashburn's kind of dumb.
You think? Kind of? Okay. So first of all, credit to Howard Kurtz there for actually standing up for the right thing. Bless his heart on that, on Fox News. So her argument is ridiculous on so many fun fronts. Okay, number one, she's too old. That's the thing she's got to combat. So she's going to combat that by becoming a grandmother.
Yeah, so there's like a little bit of a contradiction there in her argument.
A little bit.
But another thing that I found kind of interesting was, where was Laura Ashburn when John McCain was running for president? Because he was in his early 70s, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were arguing that he was old. Was she also making that argument?
How about Ronald Reagan, who was the oldest serving president, I believe, at one point? Mm-hmm. Were they saying, Ronald Reagan, he's too old, can't do it? Or were they like, Ronald Reagan, he's the best? But anyway, let's get to the heart of this. Are you guys kidding me? There's now, quote, Chelsea truthers who think that Hillary Clinton tells her daughter when to have sex so she can be impregnated at the right time to help her campaign. How monumentally crazy do you have to be to believe that? Look, I'm incredibly cynical about politics and politicians. If you watch the Young Turks at all, you know that, both Democrats and Republicans. This is beyond cynical. This is cuckoo land.
Yeah. There's this huge market for conspiracy theorists now. And I understand. I mean, there are some conspiracy theories that have some weight behind them. And I can understand how you'll believe one of them because there's some legitimacy, some proof behind it. But don't believe all these ridiculous conspiracy theories. I think that this is one example of people just kind of going off the edge. This is insane. And again, like, her reasoning doesn't make any sense. She doesn't realize that she's contradicting herself in that one video. It's insane. And again, yeah, being a grandmother is going to make her look even older. So she's not going to have a little talk with her daughter and husband and say, hey, you know what? You need to get knocked up at this point. You need to have sex at this point. Make sure you're fertile. Make sure you take your vitamins. That's right. Get pregnant because it's going to help me out. It's insane.
But they live in an alternate universe where that's totally possible. These are the same people. No, it's over, by the way. This is full-fledged Hillary derangement syndrome. They used to have Obama derangement syndrome, and now it's Hillary. Because there was just last week, there was the shoe truthers that they thought that the mentally unbalanced woman who threw the shoe at her, who thought James Holmes, the killer from the Aurora shooting, lives in her head, they thought that she was set up by Hillary Clinton to throw the shoe at her, what, so that she could look ridiculous and be compared to George W. Bush? Okay, and now she's setting up Chelsea to have a baby so that she could be a grandmother so she's not accused of being old. Gotcha. Those are analysts on Fox News.
Yeah.
They weren't like some insane dude on Twitter. They were insane dudes on a national news program. That's crazy, man. There's no bounds to their insanity. And we got to treat these guys like they're legitimate. Like, well, Democrats said this, and the shoe truther said that.